northmainfinancial.com. That's northmainfinancial.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Tuesday to you. I know, Tuesday, not Monday. I'm not coming to you on a Monday right now. It is Tuesday. We are a day into the week. We are $1 short. I don't know. We're going to have some fun today. We have a NASCAR playoff to discuss. Yes, the NASCAR playoffs are going to be underway this coming weekend. To start things out at a draft track. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Something we've seen it a few times now. Atlanta, the draft track, and now it's going to start our NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Round number 1, race number 1. Atlanta. Whoo, man, that's going to be fun. It is. We just came off of an Atlanta race earlier in the spring where we had the closest finish, one of the closest finishes in NASCAR history. Remember early in the year, back in spring, where we had 3 photo finishes like only a couple of weeks apart, and everybody was clamoring, oh, this is the greatest season ever for NASCAR. Look at all the photo finishes. It's been so amazing. Yeah, I don't know if that's the word that we want to use anymore when it comes to the NASCAR Cup Series, okay? But the Southern 500 was fun. Darlington, Sunday night, Southern 500. Oh boy, are there some storylines. You know, nothing important happened in that race or anything. It's not like we had a first-time winner or anything because, well, wait a second. We did have a first-time winner this year. Chase Briscoe getting the job done. Here's the thing about this Chase Briscoe win. It was definitely earned. 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, Chase Briscoe earned his win on Sunday. I wouldn't say he dominated the race by any stretch of the imagination. He didn't even get the lead until late in the race. Led a total of 29 laps. Kyle Larson led 263 laps in this one. But at the end of the day, Chase Briscoe was able to get it done. I'm happy for Briscoe. I really am. This is one of those races where he was running up in the top 3. Top 2, really, all race long. All race long. They qualified well. They started well. There were times during stages 1 and 2 where I really thought, man, if Briscoe can get around Kyle Larson, he's not going to catch him, Larson is. Well, Briscoe ended up getting to the lead late in the race. There was a big push by Kyle Busch, and Chase Briscoe punched his way into the playoffs in the last race of the regular season. A walk-off win. Man, we have a lot to talk about with the NASCAR Cup Series, so we will get into that. Also, high school football from the weekend. We have a lot to discuss with that because we had some rain problems from earlier in the week. Later last week, I should say. Friday, if you remember, boy, were there some storms in the area. I definitely got hit with that storm up in Statesville, knocked the power out for a little bit. I mean, it was crazy on Friday. A lot of those games resumed yesterday and finished yesterday. We will go ahead and discuss some of them. Had the opportunity earlier today to chat with Langston Wirtz Jr. Some of you may know him. He is a high school football extraordinaire. No, not really. He is a journalist with the Charlotte Observer, covering high school sports, high school football. I'm going to try to get those comments from him today. you know how technology is right now. It's not wanting to cooperate with me. If I can't get that interview to you today, we will get it to you tomorrow. I promise. It is a very good conversation. Talked about some of the schools in the area to keep an eye on, some players in the school to keep an eye on. There are some really good recruits out in this area, not only in the Iredell County, but North Mecklenburg down into the city of Charlotte as well. He was able to give us a few minutes of his time, and we talked about basically anything going on in the world of high school football. He did tell me, and I want to bring this to you now, basically everybody's played. He was unaware of any schools who have yet to play their first high school football game. So everybody is in action. All records are being counted now. So we'll talk a little bit about the high school sports scene. Also, Major League Baseball. We are officially in the final month of the regular season. Yes, you heard me correctly. The long baseball season is coming to an end. Final games of the year, Sunday, September 29th. That's the final regular season day of the year. You'll have that Monday to kind of regroup. And then Tuesday, October 1st, game number 1 of the wild cards, the American League wild card. Man, it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun. We also talked about on Friday high school, college football, the NCAA. Boy, did we have a slate of games over the weekend. I was glued to the TV. There were some games that I had my eye on Saturday, even on Sunday, even Monday night. Last night. Do we want to talk about Florida State? Now, do we want to bring that up? Remember what happened last year with Florida State? Undefeated regular season. It's just so, like, college football is a mess. Undefeated regular season. They get completely hosed in the rankings. They missed the Final Four because their quarterback got hurt. That is the sole reason that Florida State did not make the playoffs last year. Their quarterback got hurt. Well, now they come out this year and they start the year 0-2. Now, I'm going to have to do some research on this because I thought I understood the college football playoff structure pretty well. I mean, it's new. There's going to be some growing pains with it. But I saw a lot of people saying that Florida State has been eliminated from playoff contention. And I don't know if I understand that, because what if they went out from here? What if there's other teams in the ACC that have 2 losses? What if Florida State, with those 2 losses, wins the ACC? Like, I'm going to have to do some more. And I've been trying to figure this out, and I thought I understood it, but apparently not. Also, in the world of sports, congratulations to Scotty Scheffler, officially the best golfer in the world. If you didn't listen to Good Morning LKN earlier today, man, he's made a lot of money, something like $12,000 per stroke this year. Scotty Scheffler wins the FedEx Cup and a nice $25 million bonus. We got a lot to discuss here on the Scoreboard today. Don't go anywhere. When we return, we're going to get into that high school football scene, and then we'll talk about NASCAR. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
More of Sports Director Joe Berg's The Scoreboard is coming up on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Doesn't it feel good again after a big-time humidity drop and some cooler temperatures? Really going to start to feel like fall again over the next couple of days. Comfortable, plenty of sunshine today as high temperatures climb into the upper 70s for the afternoon. Still comfortable tonight. Temperatures drop back down to around 60. Outlying spots and farms could wake up the upper 50s. Tomorrow morning, we'll see some increasing clouds, but mainly stay dry for our Wednesday. High temperatures in the upper 70s. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Greystone Lodge in Boone.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Lake Norman in Mooresville presents Alex Key in concert on Thursday, September 5th. Event time is 6:30 p.m. with the music powered by Waves Entertainment starting at 7. Don't miss the music of country singer, Nashville recording, and top 40 charting artist Alex Key this Thursday at Langtree Lake Norman. The Iredell County Fair runs every day this week at the fairgrounds in Troutman. The 88th annual event, sponsored by the Kiwanis Club, features some of the best entertainment in the area, including go-kart racing, carnival rides for all ages, competitive 4-H exhibits and animal shows, the magic of Lance Gifford, and much more. The fair runs daily through Saturday. Gates and rides open weekdays at 5 p.m. and on weekends at 3 p.m. Tickets are $5 while kids 6 and under are free. Carnival ride tickets and wristbands are available at the ticket box. Enjoy the Iredell County Fair every day this week at the fairgrounds in Troutman. The Downtown Mooresville Festival of Food Trucks takes place on Saturday. The event offers over 15 trucks from around the area and features live music by John Sullivan and Ryan Winters. Bring a chair, bring your friends, stroll, shop, and enjoy gourmet fare in the social district. Food trucks will be located on Main Street and Broad Street on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 8:30. See you downtown for the Mooresville Festival of Food Trucks. On Saturday, see the top riders from the Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship as they compete on a custom-built course at ZMAX Dragway. The Super Motocross Fan Fest is a pre-race event taking place from 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. where you can see the teams practice, prepare, and qualify for the playoff round and is included with your event ticket. Don't miss the biggest Super Motocross race of the year. Visit CharlotteMotorspeedway.com or the CMS app for information and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
76 years strong, and we're still the one. WSIC. News. Talk. Now. Nothing but the best talk.
The area's best talk.
WSIC.
Now more of the Scoreboard with Joe Berg on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is segment number 2 on this Monday. You're listening to the Scoreboard. 844 Studio 4 is the phone number. If you have something on your mind that you'd like to talk about, I'll be here. I'm going to call it, I don't know, 41 minutes, something like that, something of the sorts. So if you have the itch to chat sports, give me a call, 844 Studio 4. Going to get into some high school football, but first, today's Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday, we have NFL football. Yes, that's right. Thursday, we have NFL football, and I have officially made my Super Bowl prediction. Yes, it is ready. Do I want to give it to you now? Still got a few days left. I think I'm going to make you guys wait until Thursday. I think Thursday, what we'll do, in honor of the first game of the NFL season, Thursday we are going to do our Panther preview. Thursday we are going to go through the entire schedule for the Carolina Panthers. And we're going to come up with a record, and we're going to see how those Panthers are going to do this year. Okay? So on Thursday, we'll do that, and I will give you my Super Bowl prediction. No, it is not the Chiefs. Okay? I didn't pick them last year either. I know. Probably not the right thing to do. I should just say it's going to be Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. My gut and my heart are telling me it's going to be the Chiefs again. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to be boring. So stick around. Thursday, we'll go over the Carolina Panthers schedule, and you will be able to hear my prediction for the Super Bowl. I'll probably change it by Thursday, to be honest with you. Today's Tuesday. I feel good about the AFC pick. Not so, the NFC is a mess. Who am I going to put my faith in the NFC? The 49ers? Yeah, maybe. Is Brock Purdy really that guy? And I know it's weird that we're still questioning this, but here I am saying, is Brock Purdy going to be that guy? The Dallas Cowboys. Are they going to be good? Are they? The Eagles. Remember, the Eagles were the best team in the NFL for the first 10 weeks of the year. And then all of a sudden they win one game in their final 7. Brutal end of the season. So who in the NFC do you put your faith in? The Lions? The Lions blew a 20-some-odd point lead in the conference championship game. The NFC is a mess to me. It just feels like it's going to be another AFC year. Is that going to be my prediction, my official prediction on Thursday? I guess you'll just have to stick around and find out. High school football is in full effect. I want to talk about some NC football rankings, the North Carolina rankings. Right now, the number 1 team, according to Max Preps. Got to make sure you put that out there. This is according to Max Preps. The number 1 high school in the state of North Carolina right now is Weddington over in Matthews. The Weddington Warriors, to be exact. Now, if you remember correctly, they were the 4A champions last year. They won a state championship. They were 4-2 on the year, and they ended up defeating Hoggard pretty handedly, 56-21 in that final game of the year to win a state championship. So Weddington, out of Matthews, they are your number 1 team in the state of North Carolina. Huff High School in Cornelius, number 6. They got a few good players over there, man. They got some ballers. Hickory High School, the number 12 team in the state of North Carolina, if you remember. They won the 3A championship last year, state champions. We covered them a lot of the year. That was a school where, man, we just kept covering Hickory. It was like, Hickory won again. Hickory won again. Hickory is blowing out all their opponents. And they continued to win until there was no more winning to be had. And they won a state championship. Currently ranked as the number 12 team in the state of North Carolina. Some other schools that you may or may not recognize that are in the rankings right now. Independence, number 8, Mallard Creek, number 9. We talked about Hickory. They are sitting at 12. Charlotte Christian School, 21. Those are your top teams right now in North Carolina. Top 25, that is. Watauga rounding out the top 25 out of Boone. I guess we could call Huff our most local, high-ranked team out of Cornelius. We're right here in the Cornelius studio today, not far away from Huff High School, if you will, and they are ranked number 6 in the state of North Carolina. Now, I was going through the national rankings as well, just to kind of get an idea and see, all right, where are some of our schools ranked nationally? Well, the only one that I could find were those Weddington Warriors. The number 1 team in the state of North Carolina, according to Max Preps, is also the number 39 team in the country. Getting some love in the national rankings there. So congratulations to Weddington. A big game from the weekend. Friday, it got rained out. Statesville on the road against Lake Norman High School. I'll tell you what, it feels like a bigger upset than what it seems to be, with Statesville High School taking down Lake Norman. Yes, The Wildcats go down to Statesville High School. Statesville 8-4 last year. They didn't have the greatest run in the playoffs, but then again, neither did Lake Norman, as Lake Norman was bounced in round number 1. They lost to the lower-rated Independence High School, who ended up going all the way to the semifinals for state championship. But Statesville High School, man, after a rain delay on Friday, they were up 14-7 when it had to be called. Like I said, some of those rains on Friday were absolutely insane. They come out yesterday. Yes, the game was yesterday, and they get the win on the road, 28-21, the final score. Statesville High School, man, that's going to be a team to keep an eye on. They can run the ball pretty well. They had a good year last year. They won a playoff game before they ran into the number one team in the country, or number one team in the 3A bracket. And you know how things go from there. But a very big win early in the year. Now, Statesville High School, they have a win now on their season, which is really good, especially against a team like Lake Norman. But they're starting the year 2-0. As remember, they beat Alexander Central 36-21 in week number 1. Next week, it's going to be a game against South Iredell High School for Statesville, so it'll stay up in the Statesville area. South Iredell got a win in week number 1 against North Iredell, and then they fell on the road to Porter Ridge. Final score in that one was 35-12. Not all that close, but Statesville or South Iredell High School, they got a win under their belt, and it's against North Iredell, one of those rival schools. North Iredell still yet to win a game, but they were on a bye last week, it seems, so they did not play their next game later this week against Alexander Central. That'll be their home opener. So if you're interested in that, head on over and support those local high schools. Another school, and I really wish that I was able to have this conversation that I had with Langston Wirtz for you, but he was talking about Mooresville High School. Now, even though they lost last Friday against Reagan High School, apparently it was a very, very close game where Mooresville's running back got tackled down at the 5 on the final play of the game. They almost came back and made the win. But Mooresville is apparently a team that a lot of people are high on this year, man. They are a team to look at in the 4A bracket. Now, they play West Rowan next on their schedule. That'll be later on this weekend. By the way, West Rowan, in case you were aware, were unaware, I should say, 1-1 on the year. They beat Davie 25-8 on Monday. That game finished, and they beat A.L. Brown week 1 of the regular season. So the high school football scene is jam-packed with, man, potential. There's a lot of potential out there. Some people who are going to get drafted. Providence Day. They got some good recruits over there, man. They got some good recruits. So we'll continue to cover the high school sports scene throughout the regular season, throughout the spring, throughout the winter, throughout the fall, everywhere. We're gonna be high school crazy here on the Scoreboard. So if you're looking to get all your information from somewhere, why not get it from right here on the Scoreboard? We'll have everything that you need. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the halfway point of the show. We got to talk about NASCAR, and the regular season championship has been claimed. Playoffs starting on Sunday. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this.
More of Sports Director Joe Berg's The Scoreboard is coming up on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, doesn't it feel good again after a big-time humidity drop and some cooler temperatures? Really going to start to feel like fall again over the next couple of days. Comfortable, plenty of sunshine today as high temperatures climb into the upper 70s for the afternoon. Still comfortable tonight. Temperatures drop back down to around 60. Outlying spots and farms could wake up the upper 50s. Tomorrow morning, we'll see some increasing clouds, but mainly stay dry for our Wednesday. High temperatures in the upper 70s. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Have you taken the Desco Challenge? The people have spoken. Desco is where the professional goes for electrical supplies.
Hi, my name is Randy. I'm a general contractor, and I always trust the products at Desco.
See for yourself at DescoInc.com.
If you have an upcoming event, let WSIC spread the word. Go to WSICnews.com and click on the community calendar button. WSIC, proud to be part of your community.
Hi, this is Andy with Lake Mountain Coffee, located at 110 West Broad Street in Statesville. Did you know we also own and operate Statesville's first coffee roasting facility? We roast coffee beans for businesses, fundraising events, special occasions such as a wedding. We can even put a custom message on the back of your bags. If you're a company or simply someone with a coffee need, give us a call at 704-252-1886. And remember, if you want fresh, you must go local.
Attention, fellow conservative investors. What does the name Reagan mean to you? It stands for being the ultimate conservative. It also stands for the Reagan Gold Group. Do you see storm clouds approaching? The stock market hates uncertainty, and there are plenty of reasons to be concerned. High inflation, unstable debt, and economic uncertainty are just a few. You have car insurance, homeowners insurance, and life insurance. But do you have insurance for your retirement savings and your 401k? We urge all fellow conservative investors to learn about the one asset that could help ensure your nest egg doesn't crack under economic pressure. G-O-L-D, gold. Call the one name any conservative investor needs to know about. Reagan Gold Group.
800-296-1557. 800-296-1557. 800-296-1557. That's 800-296.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshlawFirm.com.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. Confusion is often an athlete's worst enemy. When they aren't sure what is going on or how they should respond, they tend to freeze up and make bad choices. As followers of Jesus, we also face difficult decisions that cause us to wonder what we should do next. Although these situations can lead to major confusion, we don't have to allow the uncertainty to cause us to worry. We can be confident that God will lead us and make the right path known. Psalm 32:8 says, I will guide you along the best pathway for your life. I will advise you and watch over you. As we trust God's guidance, we can have clarity in the uncertainty. The confusion comes when we try to figure things out in our limited understanding. Today, let's find peace by relying on God to help us make wise decisions according to His will as we follow the lead of the Holy Spirit. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Stocks saw their worst day since the early August meltdown. The Dow lost 626 points, or 1.5%. The S&P down 119, or 2.1%. The NASDAQ lost 577 points, or 3.25%. The drop came after we learned the manufacturing sector is seeing some headwinds. The Institute for Supply Management's manufacturing gauge of activity shrank in August for a fifth month to the lowest level since May of 2020, and the gauge of new orders slipped to a 15-month low. Some suspect it's due to elevated borrowing costs and the uncertainty around the election. People without high school diplomas are working or looking for jobs in record numbers. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports in July, 49% of adults without a diploma were in the workforce. That's the most going back to at least 1992. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
The Scoreboard with Joe Berg continues now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, hello. We are back. We are past the halfway point. It is the Scoreboard. Phone number 844-STUDIO-4, 844-788-3464. Anything you want to chat about, I'm here for you for the next 25 minutes. Time to get into the world of NASCAR. Yes, the wonderful world of NASCAR. Boy, oh boy, did we have a race from last night. The NASCAR, not last night, Sunday night. I get my days confused, Anybody else have kind of a weird, it's not even like a weird feeling. It's just that whenever you have that Monday off on a 3-day weekend, you get in on Tuesday and it's like, huh? What's going on? What day is it? Where am I? I don't even know. I don't even know what we're doing right now. But the NASCAR Cup Series was in action on Sunday. It was the Southern 500. Yes, the Southern 500 from Darlington. I have for you guys the 1-minute race recap. If I can get it to work. We are working through a few technical difficulties here at the studio. The 1-minute race recap presented by MRN for the Cookout Southern 500 from Darlington.
The green flag will fly, and we begin the Cookout Southern 500 for the 75th straight year. Kyle Larson has won stage number 2. Larson will sweep both of the stages here in this one tonight.
Briscoe goes 3 wide to the bottom of the racetrack in turn number 3. Briscoe and Larson now going for the lead.
New race leader, it's Chase Briscoe at the line with 25 laps to go.
A multi-car pileup in turn 2. They are tearing it up at the exit at 2.
He picked off 4 drivers in a half a lap. Kyle Busch, Mike Bagley was talking about it, and here he comes.
Kyle Busch racing for the win and a shot at the playoffs. Final time off the end of the back straightaway. Busch drives it in deep into the corner.
Kyle Busch, one more shot off of turn number 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Cookout Southern 500 win is going to go to Chase Briscoe.
The regular season champion is Tyler Reddick by 1 point over Kyle Larson.
I think the most important thing that you heard there is the regular season championship. It goes to Tyler Reddick. Yes, not Kyle Larson, not Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney, unfortunately, he got knocked out early at Darlington. I think it was lap 3 that he got tangled up with Martin Truex Jr. And we got to say, man, Martin Truex Jr., you better be counting your lucky stars today because you wrecked yourself on lap 3 of the Southern 500 and somehow you didn't get eliminated from playoff contention. We talked about it on Friday where what if there's a new winner and what if Martin Truex Jr. has a bad race? Yes, there is a chance that he misses the playoffs. He didn't have a chance to, he kind of had to sit there and pray that he made the playoffs. And he ends up making it without being on the racetrack. The chips fell exactly where he needed them to. I don't know about you guys, but I was really rooting for Kyle Busch at the end of that race. I find myself more and more, as he gets later in his career, rooting for Kyle Busch. But I also don't think that that's uncommon to root for a driver or an athlete or anyone who is in the twilight of their career, who might not be as good as they once were. And I can think of a few examples of this. In the NASCAR world even, Jeff Gordon getting his final career win at Martinsville to punch his way to the championship 4. I don't know how many people in the stands that day were rooting against Gordon. He had gained the respect of the fans. He was going into the end of the season. It was going to be his final season of his career. And he gets the win at Martinsville. The place went bonkers. People were rooting for Jeff Gordon at the end of his career. Baseball reference. Derek Jeter retired quite a while ago. Remember that? His final game was played in Fenway Park, where the Boston Red Sox play. Boston Red Sox fans and New York Yankee fans and the Red Sox and Yankees in general, they don't get along. They're rivals. But on Jeter's final career game, after he got his final hit, when he was taken off the field for the last time, the entire ballpark was on their feet for an extended standing ovation because you respect a player who has had a career like that. It's just what you do in sports. Maybe we didn't have that with Tom Brady because he never really had a twilight of his career where it was like, oh yeah, Brady, man, he used to be this, bigger than life figure and he used to be unbeatable and now he's just kind of, man, he's really not doing that good, is he now? Well, he was good until the final day of his career. Another quarterback, if you want to compare it to another quarterback, well, Peyton Manning. Now, it might not hit this area the way it did around the country when the Broncos went to the Super Bowl and Peyton Manning's last year taking on the Carolina Panthers that year. If you weren't in Carolina, if you weren't a Panther fan, you were rooting for Peyton Manning. And Kyle Busch kind of gives me that same feel right now. And I'm not sitting here saying that he's going to retire at the end of the year. I'm just saying he's getting older. He's gained the respect of fans. He hasn't been in the limelight in a bad sense in quite some time. He's gaining respect again. And I never thought we'd see the day, especially after when he was in the 18 car and Dale Jr. was leading at Richmond and Kyle Busch wipes him out. I never thought we would see the day where people were actively cheering for Kyle Busch. You could hear the grandstands erupt when Busch got into second on that final run. It was a good race. It was probably, it was one of the best races of the year, in my opinion. I still have gripes with NASCAR. I do. Stage racing, stupid, terrible. Get rid of it. Playoffs, get rid of it. Stupid and unnecessary. But still, Darlington, the Southern 500 produced one of, if not, in my opinion, the best race of the year. Maybe you think Kansas was the best race of the year because it had a photo finish. Well, I hate to break it to you, but maybe you don't remember the other 260 laps of that race where it wasn't that great. Atlanta. Photo finish, 3 wide. Okay, it's another Daytona Talladega. I don't put those up on the list of greatest races ever because they're meant to be good races. Everybody's close together. I have a feeling that one day NASCAR saw what was happening at Daytona and Talladega with the extremely long single file trains, and they said, "You guys better stop doing that." Because we really haven't had single-file trains in a while at a super speedway. Anyway, I'm kind of getting off topic. Chase Briscoe gets the win, punches his ticket to the championship contention. Here are your playoffs. Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Austin Cindric, Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman, Chase Briscoe, Harrison Burton, Ty Gibbs, and Martin Truex Jr. Those are the 16 drivers who will be competing for a championship. It starts Sunday at Atlanta. Round number 1, race number 1. We'll have more previewing for you throughout the week. Don't go anywhere. We'll wrap things up after this.
This guy knows his sports, right? There's more of the Scoreboard with Joe Berg on the way on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, a comfortable night of weather on the way. Under low humidity and a mostly clear sky, temperatures will dip back down to around 60. Outlying spots and farms could dip into the upper 50s by early Wednesday morning. We'll see a few extra clouds for our Wednesday, but mainly a dry day of weather with high temperatures back in the mid and upper 70s. Do that again for our Thursday and our next chance for rain on the way. Friday into Saturday, we're going to stay in the 70s and comfortable weather lingers as we go into next week. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Lake Norman in Mooresville presents Alex Key in concert on Thursday, September 5th. Event time is 6:30 p.m. with the music powered by Waves Entertainment starting at 7. Don't miss the music of country singer, Nashville recording, and top 40 charting artist Alex Key this Thursday at Langtree Lake Norman. The Iredell County Fair runs every day this week at the fairgrounds in Troutman. The 88th annual event, sponsored by the Kiwanis Club, features some of the best entertainment in the area, including go-kart racing, carnival rides for all ages, competitive 4-H exhibits and animal shows, the magic of Lance Gifford, and much more. The fair runs daily through Saturday. Gates and rides open weekdays at 5 p.m. and on weekends at 3 p.m. Tickets are $5 while kids 6 and under are free. Carnival ride tickets and wristbands are available at the ticket box. Enjoy the Iredell County Fair every day this week at the fairgrounds in Troutman. The Downtown Mooresville Festival of Food Trucks takes place on Saturday. The event offers over 15 trucks from around the area and features live music by John Sullivan and Ryan Winters. Bring a chair, bring your friends, stroll, shop, and enjoy gourmet fare in the social district. Food trucks will be located on Main Street and Broad Street on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 8:30. See you downtown for the Mooresville Festival of Food Trucks. On Saturday, see the top riders from the Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship as they compete on a custom-built course at ZMAX Dragway. The Super Motocross Fan Fest is a pre-race event taking place from 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. where you can see the teams practice, prepare, and qualify for the playoff round and is included with your event ticket. Don't miss the biggest Super Motocross race of the year. Visit CharlotteMotorspeedway.com or the CMS app for information and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Drum Landscape Supply is the go-to spot for anything you need for your yard. Transform your landscaping. Drum Landscape Supply has trees, flowers, natural stone, custom blended grass seed, mulch, and more. Plus, they deliver. DrumLandscapeSupply.com.
Conversations that matter.
I gotta tell you, I'm afraid to even think about the next presidential election.
Led by you.
It's a mockery of American politics.
This is WSIC News Talk Now.
It's the Scoreboard with your host, Sports Director Joe Berg on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the final segment here on the Scoreboard. 844 Studio for you. Got about 11 minutes to get in here if you want to talk sports with me. A lot of sports to talk about. We haven't even gotten into the college football weekend. Talked a little high school sports. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow it is official. Tomorrow we will hear from Langston Wirtz, Jr., journalist with the Charlotte Observer. He covers high school football. Man, he knows his stuff. He is a good source of information. If you don't follow him on Twitter, I highly suggest you do. I guess I should say X. If you don't follow him on X, I highly suggest that you do. He's got some good information. Always got some good information and game predictions as well. Kind of keep you in the loop on what's going on. We were talking about the NASCAR Cup Series and the final race of the regular season. I do want to continue talking about it a little bit. There are some more things that I want to point out, and that is, well, let's go back. Let's go all the way back to Richmond. Yeah, Richmond. Austin Dillon gets the win. I know it wasn't all that long ago. It was only a few weeks ago. It was the first race back from the extended break. Austin Dillon wins at Richmond, but wrecked 2 cars doing it, so NASCAR took away his playoff eligibility. He was not in the top 30 in points when he won. Also, neither was Harrison Burton in the top 30 in points when he won. Chase Briscoe is in the playoffs now. He was in the top 30 in points, not anywhere near as low as some of the other drivers, but not a guy that you would have pegged to have a really good chance to win the championship here. Are we... I don't see how I want to word this. Have we watered down NASCAR? 16 drivers seems like a little much. Because round number 1, I can tell you right now who I think is going to get eliminated. It's pretty easy if you look at the standings, look at the playoff picture and say, all right, let's take their current point situation out of this. Daniel Suarez, Chase Briscoe, Harrison Burton, and Ty Gibbs. They seem like maybe even, let's throw Austin Cindric in there. Let's throw Alex Bowman in there, who got a win at the Chicago Street Course. Are those guys really going to be championship contenders this year? Has anything that they've done this year proven that they should be a championship contender? Bowman? No. Suarez? No. Cindric? No. Harrison Burton won a race because everybody else was out. And he won a race because Kyle Busch now has an angel on his shoulder instead of a devil on his shoulder, it seems. Ty Gibbs had a good year, but he didn't win anything. Ty Gibbs has less playoff points than Harrison Burton. He's got less playoff points than Cindric. Suarez. So are we really going to sit here and say that Ty Gibbs is a contender for the championship? No. I really feel like it's watered down. And I continue to say this, but I feel like the best thing for NASCAR right now is to abandon playoffs. Because it's just not working. At least the elimination style of playoffs that we've seen with 16 drivers. It just doesn't make sense. I know the old school crowd wants a season-long points format. And I'm not going to disagree with you yet. I want that too. But I know for a fact that NASCAR is not going to do that. They have this Game 7 moment that they've always wanted. They've been looking for a way to have that. Well, winning to punch your ticket to the playoffs in the last race of the regular season, that's a Game 7 moment. That's a walk-off in NASCAR. So they're getting what they want. They're getting these big moments, but they're big moments for how long? I promise you we're going to get into the round of 8 and nobody's going to care who won Darlington. Okay, Chase Briscoe won Darlington. Guess what? He's been eliminated since the first round of the playoffs. Who cares? It's not going to change. I want it to change. I personally do want it to change, but it's not going to. And if it was going to change, it would not be a season-long points format. We would go back, in my opinion. What I have been saying is the best option for NASCAR is to go back to the original top 10 in points, get reset, and you run the last 10 races like normal. Whoever has the most points at the end of it is the champion. That created some really good moments. Like, remember Tony Stewart? Does anybody remember that championship run? He won 5 of the 10 chase races that year, tied Carl Edwards in points at the end of Homestead, and because he had more wins, he was the champion. That was a comeback right there. That was a moment, and it was possible. Why? Because of the chase format, because of how it was set up that year. We're not going to see something like that. We're not going to see Ty Gibbs magically make his way through 3 rounds of playoffs and then win at Phoenix. It's not going to happen. I know, it's Tuesday. It's the first day back, and I'm already out of control. But there's probably 10 drivers that I can list in the playoffs right now and tell you they do not have a legitimate shot. Truex, Gibbs, Burton, Briscoe. That's 4. Bowman, Suarez, Cindric, Keselowski. What is that, 8? Maybe not 10. I gave you 8 drivers who are probably not going to win the championship this year. I'll throw Chase Elliott in there even. You want a legitimate playoff? Put the guys who actually have a chance in there and let them run the last 10 races. Not winning, you're in. Top 5 in points. How's that? Top 5 in points. That would have given you, man, I don't know if they would have liked this. That would have given you Larson, Bell, Reddick, Byron, and Blaney. Hamlin missed the top 5 by 3 points. That penalty he got for the engine would have kept him out. See, even in trying to figure out a new format for the playoffs for NASCAR, you get something like that. It just doesn't make sense. The playoffs need to go away. Go back to the Chase format or go back to the Winston format and call it. It's not going to happen, though. I know I'm yelling at the void. It's not going to happen. So this Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series heads to Atlanta. Are we going to see another photo finish 3 wide at the line? I don't know, maybe. I mean, think about this. Suarez won by a nose. By a toenail, he won at Atlanta. Buescher lost at Kansas by less than a toenail, by like the thickness of a strand of hair. Kyle Busch, runner-up in back-to-back races. That's 3 drivers right there who missed the playoffs in the final races of the year. Whew, man. It's crazy how everything works out after a whole season, right? All right, we are getting towards the end of the program here today. We got to get into this day in sports history. There are some things that happened on this day. By the way, if you were unable to join us on Friday, the sports world was devastated by the news that Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew, a couple of NHL players, were struck by a car and passed away, unfortunately. That was a news story from Friday. Still a lot of fallout from that. There's some ceremonies that are happening throughout the week today. Just wanted to mention that one more time. Rest in peace to Johnny Hockey and his brother Matthew. I can't even imagine what that family is going through. Their sister was supposed to get married like the day it happened. Just a terrible situation all around. Praying for Johnny Gaudreau and his family for sure. But I do want to get into some things that happened on this day in sports history. Just last year, on this day, Max Verstappen scored his record 10th consecutive F1 victory of the season. He beat Perez, his teammate, by 6 seconds. 10 in a row is a record in Formula One. 2022, Serena Williams plays her final match at the U.S. Open, losing in 3 sets. Let's see if we can squeeze one more in this. 1999, Mario Lemieux's ownership group officially takes over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Lemieux is the first player in the modern era of sports to buy the team he once played for. That was on this day, 1999. Thanks, everyone, for tuning into the Scoreboard today. Happy Tuesday to you. Short week this week. Tomorrow, we'll have more from you. We'll hear from Langston Wirtz Jr., and we'll have some fun, same as we always do. Thanks, everyone, for tuning into the Scoreboard today. Until tomorrow, have a great night, everyone.
Serving you better than ever before. 105.9, 100.7. WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Charlotte.